What's going on, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to the Den. We are live. Hope y'all having a wonderful Saturday. I know I am. It's starting to get cold. It's really starting to feel like December. Who would have knew?
I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there.
Man, it's been a lot of stuff going on in on this space, man. It's been a lot going on. And ultimately, I realized that all this distraction takes you away from your focus. We're going to talk about it tonight.
On my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like chemo. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Trying to earn 8 stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And exposed with a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reef. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. Too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. Too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron boy, young G's. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons. I ain't no good, I'm evil. I ain't been clean since Eden. There's a war going on outside. Make you put your hands on your head like the Macarena. That's why I gotta watch my demeanor. You know they locking up blacks and Latinos. It's the same old game, ain't nothing really changed but the mileage on the meter of the beamer. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And exposed with a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. I can do this with my eyes closed.
What's going on with y'all tonight? This wonderful Saturday night. I'm just chilling in here. Decided to do another live stream. So I'm welcoming you guys to another episode of Live in the Den. Y'all know I don't do this very much, so this is a learning process. So forgive me if we have some hiccups. It's all right. You know, I know the people that rock with me here in the den won't hold it against me. Let's see. Do this. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about focus, y'all. I want to talk about focus. That's what I wanted the main topic of tonight to be. Is with focus and on focus, because from what I've been seeing here lately in these YouTube streets is we all are lacking a little bit of focus, and we all could use some more focus instead of focusing on stuff that really doesn't matter. and focusing all our energy on stuff that will not help us progress. And that's okay. And that's okay. That's what it's here for. It's here for a little bit of it's here for a little entertainment. We all want to be entertained. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But when does being entertained turn toxic? When does it turn into a situation that is not helpful or not productive? They say that what is the human attention span? What is it, like 5 seconds? The human attention span is like 5 seconds. So we got a lot of people out here messing around and doing stuff, and with that micro focus is easily distracted from one thing to another. You have the beefs that happen here in the space. You have the beefs. You have the world issues that happen. You have um, just all the gossip. The gossip sector. And it's easy for us to get distracted. It's taken off a course. We end up in arguments that really don't help us. We end up in arguments that sometimes take weeks away from your creativity, especially if you're a creator. And we could have been focusing on building our platforms. We could have been focusing on bettering ourselves and what we do. And I understand it's only so much of that we can really do, because when we decide to start talking about the stuff that damn, it's cold back here. We start talking about the stuff that really helps us progress. A lot of people don't want to hear it. You'll hear creators saying it all the time. That they want to help. They want to do the things that really progress or really help people, and those are the things that will get little to no views. And hey, it is what it is. I'm not a stranger to that. I know how it is, because being an American male, red blooded myself, I understand that the human psyche does not want to be taught. It wants to be taken away from the everyday toils that they have to deal with, and they want to be entertained, and they don't want to be helped, even though how much people holler about the community, holler about making stuff different and making people helping to help people to get to a point to where they can do something different. They don't want it. Like, they won't come out for the things that'll help them out. They'll only come out for the strife. They'll only come out for turn it up a little bit. They only come out for the hype, and they won't really support when it's time for them to support. They won't come out and give the super chats when you have guys talking about cryptocurrency, or you got guys talking about, well, how can we get together and pull our resources together to actually make something change. I shout out to Tariq Nasheed, because I think he's like one of the only ones, I believe, that went out and had a conscious effort to put together that history, that library, that Black History I think it's a library or museum in California. So I give credit to where credit is due. So that's not often that you can get people to come together and pull their resources together for something that is that positive. Um, but yeah, man, we got to focus. We got to do. Sometimes you got to sit back and say, look, okay, I got my entertainment. You know, what is the next thing I have to do to make me progress? What is the next thing I have to do to actually help me out? And what can I do for myself to actually make this happen? So that's what we're talking about. What can you do? Do you need to schedule you some time? That's something else, that I've struggled with too, is the time management, is actually coming through, and instead of procrastinating, hold true to what I'm doing, instead of sitting back and waiting for something to happen, or waiting for the break to happen. Because especially if you're creating, if you're in a space to where you're creating, and in the different aspects of life, you have to put in that work, and that's something that let me get a drink of water real quick. That's something, if you watch whoever's your favorite person is, I don't care if whoever it is, they'll tell you that a lot of the stuff they did came down to hard work, and there's nothing that can beat hard work. So, and how do you get to a point to where you are working hard enough to actually complete the stuff you're trying to complete? And that's what it comes down to: focus. It comes down to a discipline of focus. But it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna talk about it. I don't want to bore you guys too much. Turn the music up a little bit. We're gonna mess around a little bit. I want to help too, but I understand how this stuff goes. Let's see what I want to do today. Hey, if you guys are content creators, let's see if I can get this to move around. Let's do it like this. If you guys are content creators and you want to use something that'll help you make thumbnails, I suggest you guys use Canva. There's a lot of, I think Photoshop is one of them that you can use, and there's a few other, I think VidMonkey or something like that is another one. But for me, I like Canva, and I'll show you around Canva a little bit. So how Canva works is it is a gigantic tool that can help you make thumbnails, make posts for different websites. You like Instagram posts, you got logos, you got flyers, presentation. If you want to make work presentations and use this outside of social media, it's great for that. So use that. Here, we'll go up there to create a design, and they have all these presets. They have the invitation, logo, etc. Instagram, like I told you, Facebook, and then you got this custom, what I like to use. And in this custom, you want to use, for right now, most people have 1920 by 1080. I go to 1921 by 1081 just to stretch it out a little bit in case I mess up the margins on my picture that I print. And you click that, and you come out with this blank canvas right here. So what you have here is the different presets. They have different templates that you can use on here, but I like to play around and do templates from scratch. So this is one of the focus pictures I had that I was going to use, still might use later. You just drag in your JPEG pictures right here, and then you kind of just put your picture in there, and then you can kind of add like elements. Say I had this I don't know what the hell this is right here. We're gonna put this little bear guy right here. If you want to put him in there, you can add them to that. Different pictures. It doesn't matter, just to whatever you're trying to use to spice up the picture. Use it, play around with it. It's all good. It's not, whatever you want. The sky's the limit. You just want to realize or recognize that when you are making thumbnails, you want to kind of stick with the theme of what you're doing. I know you want to have to make it kind of sensationalized to be able to grab people's attention, to get them in here to the actual video that you're trying to display. So you don't want to get too clickbaity, but you gotta get their attention. So you can play around with that, and then if you click on the actual picture, you can edit it. Let me see where I'm at. You can actually edit it, and then you can go into here and impact the brightness, darken it up, the contrast, saturation, and if it'll go into the yellows and the blues. It really won't affect the saturation if it is black and white. So Yeah, and they have videos and they have short videos if you want to do countdown clocks or stuff like that, or you just want extra little stock footage pictures for your videos that you are doing. They got plenty of that, and can't remember. I think it's like $12, $13 a month. Don't quote me on that, but that's what that is right there. That's Canva. You know, and that's what Canva is. I mean, that's when you are deciding to sit down and you are deciding to actually focus on what you're doing. You're deciding to take that next step. Hey, Canva is a easy, very user friendly. It's easy to use. You'll have a good, pretty decent time working with it. And you can always email me. You can always message me at Aaron Studios at gmail.com. Damn, I can't even say my own email. Get in there and ask me a question. I can help you out. We can link up or anything like that. If you're new to YouTube, you don't have to do everything by yourself. I mean, that's what we say we're in the brother, it's supposed to be a brotherhood. So why not help somebody out when you can? You can't help everybody. I already know you can't help everybody, and that's okay. But you can do what you can do to help a person out, let them take it from there. It doesn't always have to be the nigga lander, it doesn't have to be only one. It's plenty of opportunity out here. Everybody's not in the same niche, so help somebody out when you can. You wanted somebody to help you out. I know you wanted somebody to help you out, but what can we talk about here? Let's mess around. This is Friday night. So I watched a couple movies last night. I watched the hell was his name? King Richard, the story about Venus and Serena's dad. And man, it's a long movie. If you haven't seen the movie, this is going to be spoilers in here, so get off of here if you don't want to hear it. But yeah, the movie was about Serena and Venus Williams' dad, King Richard. The movie was called King Richard, and man, I don't know. I wouldn't. They did King Richard dirty, man. They did him a little dirty in there. They had him looking crazy, but I guess if the Serena and Venus co-signed it, I guess it wasn't uh too false. I know it was a movie and it had to be embellished, but you know, yeah, a little bit of that feminist thing came out with their mother in there when she was talking about that whole "I carried them for 9 months" thing. So pretty much that overrules anything you talking about. But you have to think about it. If fathers like uh Richard Williams and fathers like uh Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's dad, if they didn't push them like they pushed them, would they make it to where they made it? You have to ask yourself that question. Would they make it to where they made it? How far they made it in their careers? Even though I know it was hard on them, they really got pushed beyond what a kid should have been pushed. But think about it. If they weren't there to really push them like they wanted to be pushed, would have made it to the heights they would have made it? Me personally, I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, it sucks that they had to be pushed in the manner that they got to be pushed, but sometimes you just need to, you need that push. You don't know how far you can go. People can do anything, almost anything in life. You can't do everything, but you can do almost anything in life. And that is the thing. That is the thing about human beings. When we're pushed to our limits, we do the best. And that's one thing you got to give to him, man. If he believed in those girls so much that he was able to push them night and day, and they were able to get straight A's. And I think he took them out of tennis on the movie for 3 years, and then they went from being out of tennis for 3 years back into tennis, and then go straight into the pros. That lets you know that no matter how hard you think he's pushing them, something he did was right. Move this around a little bit. Yeah, yeah. No, but you gotta know, you gotta realize that sometimes we gotta get pushed, and that goes back to the focus thing. You know, he was so driven, he was so focused in on what his he wanted out of his daughters, what he wanted his daughters to be, what he believed and knew what he wanted his daughters to be, that there wasn't anything that you could tell him to stop him from doing that. You know, there was nothing that you could have ever said to him or could say to him to change the fact that wanted those girls to succeed, and they did succeed. You know, all time champions in what they were doing. Okay, let's mess around here. Let's look at this video. I seen this video. I seen this video on earlier, and this kind of messed me up. Let me see. Let's take a look at this video real quick. All right, so this video right here, I seen this, and you know how my channel is. I'm gonna always show you what's going on in the community, show you the messed up parts of our community. I don't, it's a lot of bad stuff that happens to us that we cannot control, but y'all know it's a lot of stuff that happens in the community where we can control. And I just got something to say about this right here because this was crazy. So somebody at her house called the police. It wasn't her. Somebody called the police, and she was in the yard, and the police, the officer lady came up in the yard and detained her off the rip. From what she's saying, she didn't even ask her questions. You just put the handcuffs on her. That's the next thing, y'all. Man, if you got a parent or somebody in a situation with the police and they're handling their business, because obviously the lady was handling her own business in this situation. They don't need 15 people in here in the yard telling the officer what they can and can't do. Sit back, record the video, what's happening. Make sure you're recording everything if you think they're in the wrong, and shut up. Anybody else notice how masculine this woman is? I hope it wasn't just it ain't just me, but Did she just say she didn't have to let her know nothing? Here you go. You hear those people in the background. I think it's her family members telling her that what she, what she don't know, that telling her that she's a rookie. You telling somebody that got your freedom in their hands that they're a rookie. I'm telling you guys, y'all got to be careful when y'all out there. Y'all got to learn how to conduct yourself. Sometimes you just got to be quiet. Sometimes you got to shut up. If you didn't do wrong, you didn't do wrong. Let them sit there and look stupid because it's an integral part of when you're encountering or you in an encounter with the police. That's some important stuff you got to realize and know. The first, though, in those Miranda rights are it. You have the right to remain silent. That is the first part. The right to remain silent is what they tell you. Why? Because anything you say and do can and will be used against you in the court of law. So you out there chastising people or got people in the background chastising people. Yelling, you keep being combative, even if you didn't do anything. I'm not saying that she was wrong. If somebody rolled up on your property, I'll be mad too. But you got to think about it. If you're frustrating them and something happens, they're going to use this against you and say you were being angry or disruptive. I don't even know what you want to call it, but don't give them any ammo. The cop don't even want to look at her. See, that's what you got to understand, people. These people with these guns and badges, you can call them tyrants, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call them, they still have the right to exercise what they're doing just because you're in handcuffs. And I know it pisses you off. Just because you're in handcuffs doesn't mean that you are under arrest. You're being detained. Let them sit there and look stupid and waste taxpayer money. That's on them. But don't get upset. And fast forward a little bit. Okay, so this when Lieutenant Leroy and Sergeant Sister Girl come. So they thought they were safe. They thought they were safe. They called the sergeant, Sergeant Sister Girl and Lieutenant Leroy in. They thought they had this they were safe, but they came in and was worse than when the white woman was there. Hey, what did Minister Jap say? Hey, if y'all fans of Minister Jap, hey, if you haven't heard him, go over to his channel and listen to him. If you pay attention, number one, I do not think that women police officers need to be policing against men on the streets. Because I think interacting with women police officers are worse than men. It's like they got a chip on their shoulder. They almost had this little man complex, and then they end up trying to push their weight around and making things worse than what they really are. You see this little girl; she couldn't be no more than 125, 150 pounds, but she in there like she came straight out the hood, ready to box. The white police officer did not even act like this. Y'all got the mama over there hollering now because y'all out there won't get out of the way. I'm telling y'all need to get out of the way. I was gonna say this is what happens when you don't have a father in the home, but I don't know that for sure. But he's hollering and acting like that does not mean you're a man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes standing and being quiet makes you more of a man than hollering and screaming, talking about get your hands off me. Now, can y'all hear anything, or can y'all hear anything that's being said right now in this situation, or is it just me? Look at Sergeant Sister Girl in the back, ready to snap her fingers and roll her neck. That they get these badges and then try to do everything to you that they couldn't growing up. It's like they just turn around and project all that stuff that happened to them when they were kids onto everybody else. Look at her. Look, she ready to take her gun belt off. She ready to take her vest off and bang. She ready to bang. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. It look like I'm having some kind of latency issues. Look, back to focus. Back to focus. I just wanted to show y'all that because this is what my channel is about. I do expose what's going on out there in the community. I do talk about it. I try to help foster in the conversation to make change. And hey, if something happens and we decide to all laugh and one, so be it. But look, you gotta stay focused. You gotta stay focused on you. You got to stay focused on what you're doing. You got to stay focused on whatever is your goal. Make goals. Number one, if you want to learn how to focus, make goals. Make a goal. Make small goals and then make long term goals. I know you probably heard that 1,000 times, but you got to do it. It's an essential part of when you are focusing on yourself or on a task. And if you do that, if you make a goal, make it happen, you know, try your best to do the little things, the little habits, get up earlier, in the morning, go to sleep a little earlier, get up earlier, start your day before everybody else. Make it a habit, do it over and over again. Because like I said in the beginning of the stream, all your greatest either heroes, athletes, entertainers, there's something that about them that is the same, even though they're different. They're vastly different. It could be either The Rock or it could be Kevin Hart. You all hear the same thing about them is they outwork everybody. Kevin Hart is half the time as size as The Rock, but you often hear them say that this dude is always working and is always hustling, trying to make himself stand out to be able to get the roles and things that he does. And Rock does the same thing too, even though he is the size he is. He's in the gym early in the morning. He's outworking everybody, out hustling everybody. And that takes this immense amount of focus to be able to do that. Y'all go watch his workouts, and you often hear him say, "Focus, focus, focus," even in the workout, because your mind could leave and go to a place that tells you that you won't be able to make it. In your mind, wherever your mind goes, your body will follow. So if you know you're not at your end, if you know you're not at your peak, and you tell yourself that I can't make it, you tell yourself that I can't get another rep in, you tell yourself that I'm about to pass out, your mind will make your body do that. And that's what'll happen. You won't be able to make it. You'll give up, and then you will look at yourself and you go to sleep at night knowing that I could have got 2 more reps in. But that's the focus. That's what the focus does. You know, focus. Y'all stay out of the beef. Stay out of the, going hopping from place to place just to see who's talking about the next person. Stay out of these women's pockets. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be men. We're men, are we? So why are we worried about what is in women's pockets out here? Who cares? Who cares if the hoes are winning? We should be doing so much. We should be winning. We should be putting out content. We should be, collabing. We should be doing so much that when somebody says hoes are winning, we should comment, who the hell cares? Okay, we could talk about it, but who the hell cares in the end? Because I'm making it. I'm doing everything I need to do to succeed. And if I'm not doing, I'm trying to figure out the next step so I can do that. You guys focus. you know I know it's hard for people out there who want to do so many different things and get them all done at the same time, but you can't. You have to focus on one thing, be great at it, and then maybe you can sprinkle out and help people here and there. Tasha K said the same thing. If you watch Tasha K, shout out to Tasha K, she's a hard worker. You know, even inside and outside of the, the stuff that happens. I'm not going to get into that today. That's not my business. She even knows that you can't give and be inspirational and like you want to and make changes, and all that amounts to is you ending up trying to boil the ocean. But she does her thing, which is salacious sometimes, and sprinkles in the things that help in between. And that's how we have to look at it. We won't be able to make all the changes that we want to make, but we can damn sure focus on ourselves and make it to the next spot and build our platforms and look back and say, man, look where I came from. I never thought that I would make it to where I am because look where I came from. All right, guys, you have a good night. I'm gonna let that be it. I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday night. Don't drink too much, and if you do drink responsibly. Make sure you always have a designated driver, and call an Uber if you need to. Check me out in the next video, guys. I'll see you later. I appreciate you being in here with me, and if you don't see the live, make sure you watch the replay and get into here with me next time. All right, y'all. I'll see you later.